1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer. Here's a classic blues standard that was first recorded by Amos Milburn in 1953. Since then, there's been a lot of great versions, including John Lee Hooker and also George Thorogood. Today I want to take a look at John Lee Hooker's version from the Real Folk Blues album. Now this song has a lot of just common blues principles and fundamentals that I talk about in my emails, my daily email tips, and of course the programs on my website. But the basic idea here is if we dive in, we're in the key of G, and we're going to use just 3 chords. So I'll show you the shapes that I play for the groove, and I'm going to explain the groove, the rhythm part, and then also the lead at the end, so make sure you stay for that. The first chord you need to know is this G7, which is played from the 4th string down like this. And then you have a C7, which is on those same strings. You just make a nice little smooth move here to, this would be the C7 chord. And then we have a D7, which would shift that shape. It's the same chord, grip, just up 2 frets. Now rhythmically, we're going to be using a swing 8th note feel. So in my mind, I'm counting a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're going to play this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what I'm doing there is I'm strumming the G7 and then I'm keeping it, nice and staccato. So I just play it and then release. 1, 2, and then on beat 2, I drop my hand and get this little percussive strum, and then on the and a 2, I strum again, fretting down the G7. 1, 2, and 3, and then finally on beat 4, I do another one of those percussive strums, and that's the groove. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now, of course, underneath that, you've got this really cool walking bass line, like just walking through a walking bass line in G. Now, when we go to the 4 chord, we're going to switch to that C7 shape. This comes in bar 5. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. We'll do that twice. And I'm applying that same rhythm. So I'm strumming the same pattern, but my fretting hand changed. Then back to G7. So that's the first 8 bars. Let me play that as one piece so you can hear what it sounds like all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. To C7, back to G. Then we get to the turnaround. Now here's where we bring in that D7 chord, that last chord I mentioned at the beginning. So this is D7 here. We're going to play that for 1 bar, then go to C7 for 1 bar, and then we go back home to just G7 for 2 bars. Now I say home because that's really what key we're in. We're in the key of G. Now, if you want to be able to figure out the notes and chords in all your favorite songs, then I want to give you a gift that's going to really help you out with this. And what it is my free ear training cheat sheet. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/goldenear and you can download this free PDF. And these are the devices and things that I use to figure out all my favorite songs, and also what I've used to put up over 2,000 song lessons on the internet. So it's just a way to be able to start listening to songs and then instantly play them. And this is completely for free. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/goldenear and grab that now as my gift to you. So from there, we're going to play that D7 down to C7 and then G7 2 times. Now I'm going to keep that same groove going. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G. So that's the form and the chord progression for the whole song. So it only uses 3 chords, right? A lot of times, the blues players, the great blues players, kept things very simple, but they played things with a lot of feeling and emotion. So let me put this all together. Here's one time just connecting all 12 bars that we've covered so far. Here we go. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you probably want to rip some solos on top of that, so a great way to get jamming this is to become familiar with your blues scales. It's something that you want to know how to play anywhere on the fretboard. You want to know all your blues scale patterns. So I'll give you an example of this and show you some licks in the style of John Lee Hooker. Here's how he might do it. A 1, 2, 3. All right, so what I'm doing here is sliding into the top 2 strings at the 3rd fret. And then I do a bend on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. That's the note C going up to D. And then I bend it again quickly. And I'm kind of already part the way up, so it's more of a pre-bend a little bit on the second one, like, see that? And then you pull off to the 3rd fret and then play the 5th fret on the 4th string. Then finish back on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string with a little blues bend there. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Here it is over the rhythm. That's example number 1. Here's another example that dips down on the lower strings. It sounds like this. So it's a pretty simple idea here. I'm starting on the note D, 5th fret of the 5th string, and then walking up 3 to the 3rd fret of the 4th string, then open, then 5 twice, then B flat, the 3rd fret on the 3rd string with a little blues bend. And I like that open string in there, right there. Now you could play it, that's like a movable version, like if you're in the key of the B flat, say, you could do it like that. Here you get the open string. Just a nice little change there. Here's what it sounds like over some rhythm. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll show you one more here, and this goes up to the higher strings, gets a little bit more of a real pure lead sound. A 1, 2, 3. So what I'm playing here is a little bend on the 8th fret of the 1st string. Then bring it down to natural, then 6, then 8, 8 on the 2nd string, then a little blues bend there ending on the note B flat, 6th fret of the 1st string. And it starts on the and of 3, a 1 and 2 and 3. And that's 1 and 2, and then it ends on beat 2. So 1 and 2 and 3. Here it is over the rhythm. Those are some quick tips for how to play One Bourbon, One Scotch, One Beer as recorded by John Lee Hooker. And also you've got the groove and some lead and some soloing, so you can start working that in. Now, if you want to be able to play along with your favorite records and take off the sounds, you know, be able to figure out the lead parts and be able to improvise with confidence, then go to johnmcclennan.com/golden-ear and grab my free ear training cheat sheet. And this is going to help you be able to put all these things together and be able to do it, you know, when you hear something, just be able to play it instantly right away without tabs, without having to watch a lesson. So just go to johnmcclennan.com/golden-ear and grab that as my gift to you. As always, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this one, I think you'll really enjoy this one next.